Alright, what's up, everybody? I kind of wanted to do a couple videos tonight, but I have to do a follow-up on this ISIS propaganda CNN shit because it's like became my most popular video overnight. I don't know how YouTube works. I'm still like new to this, having just joined in July. This got a lot of attention, I guess, for whatever reason. Honestly didn't know how many people still believed in the ISIS, propaganda bullshit. It's kind of crazy. It really is. Or just media propaganda in general. Like, they believe everything for real. And I'm really going to show with solid proofs, I think. I mean, using my intellect, using some of my logic, why a lot of this stuff is staged theatrics. I don't think anybody died. I don't think anybody got hurt when in this whole report. I don't think they were in danger at all. None of them were wearing helmets. When I was looking at some of the other MOSUL footage, it all just looks like theatrics. I'm gonna pull one of them up if I can remember. I'm gonna try to keep the video short. But it's mainly to rebut some of these comments. I'm guessing they're just random people that got mad. I don't really want these videos to get as much attention as they do. It's just for the people on my channel that are entertained by this and like me to bash on CNN propaganda. I enjoy doing it, but it's funny which videos on the channel get views and which ones don't. Like, there's ones where I actually talk about intellectual topics and they don't get above 50 views. But one where I just bash on a lady wearing a helmet and I'm kind of just being an idiot. But I'm going to try to do a quick little recap of this again and try to bring up some other videos. So we have to start. The page has to have these gunfire on here, right? So we saw this contains graphic content. So alright. What was he shooting at? I don't really get it. Like, did you see that little... I didn't even recognize this. What's he shooting at? There's like a Jeep over here. This car is going this way. There's some cars coming this way. What are they shooting at? This looks like it's part of their motorcade. These guys are like the Iraqi military. They take risks. They shoot like past their own military. You saw, and they shoot towards the CNN cameras too. Like, they don't really give a fuck. They take risks. That's what I think, anyway. Look at that. That's part of their motorcade. I get just casually driving, and what is he shooting? He's shooting like down the street, down the motorcade, like towards his like friendly motorcade. Is that like a rookie or something? What the hell is he doing? It's not a place they know. They just pop all rounds wherever they go, I guess. So this again with this, let me just get a better pause. Why stuff it there? Is she with a crew? Like, I just think they're taking any opportunity to make the shot seem claustrophobic and bullshit. Like, come on. Can you get a better shot than this? In the thing, bouncing around? This is bullshit. They're laughing. They're like, is she serious with this crap? This is stupid. Take the helmet off. You're embarrassing us, lady. Maybe she had to wear it, but it's like, come on. I love that little look. Wait, he's like, wait, there's a camera in here? She's talking to a camera? What's going on? Like, they didn't even get it at first. The one guy tried not to laugh because he's like, oh my god, these Americans are just so Hollywood. They're thinking to themselves like, it's not even that big of a deal. Why is she wearing a helmet? Look, he looks. He's like, oh, there's a camera. He's like, oh, she's looking in the camera. Oh, okay. I thought she was just mentally ill. Oh my god, look at this. This is the same team. That was the, okay, in my opinion, that was, other than the explosion that I'll get into, but that right there was the most intense situation on the whole film. That's like the most intense capture. The same team almost driving at each other. It's like, what the fuck are they doing? They don't know what way to go with the RPG. Yeah, we never see these guys unless they're doing their stupid media plug bullshit propaganda like Hollywood edits. These ISIS guys, and they're talking in the camera, and the camera's rotating. I can't believe they released some of that. That shit is complete bullshit. It's not real. That's the only time we ever see quote unquote ISIS soldiers. But when it comes to battle, yeah, it's hard to find them. And I was thinking this myself. I didn't even realize. I looked at a couple channels. I don't even watch them, but they came up on my side feed. I didn't know, like, PK was saying the same thing. None of the times they really show ISIS soldiers. There's apparently overtaking the city, but you can't really catch a glimpse of them. Kind of suspicious. So they melt down about some RPG. There's a guy over there. I mean, you're entering a city. Yeah, there's a guy. They're freaking out. I think they just got a little bit too tense. Okay, so there you shot some more shots fired. At what? People waving flags. So I think they're just making mistakes here. Like, you know what I mean? And there's evidence of that later when they shoot the taxi driver for no reason. So even if this was real, I think a lot of this stuff we're seeing on the camera is like, I mean, what if they're shooting civilians? It just look like. They're waving the flag, okay. The roads are getting narrower. Yeah, clearly marked with the graffiti. The Obama lookalike. See, they just show gunfire. What have we seen so far? The people that were like, oh, you've watched too many Hollywood movies. I don't really watch Hollywood movies other than to like criticize the crap out of them. I don't watch movies. So this is what real combat is, I guess. Them shooting, zooming in, moving through. The cattle aren't scared. Apparently, it's a tense situation. They're heartbroken, huh? Laughing. Alright, we've been through this. But we got some good stuff coming up here. Alright, that pissed me off. They keep throwing this election bullshit. This is what I want to get to. Alright. This is it. So this is real combat, guys. This is real combat. Some of these people that commented on here. I leave every comment. I don't really care about what people say about combat and this and that. I think there's something going on, and that's the main point I try to make with these videos. This is garbage bullshit CNN propaganda. This is not a real combat scene. There's guys casually sitting on the street over here. Apparently this is an action, full-on, non-edited shot, right? Let's just watch this. I won't make any comments at first. Sit, they're telling this guy. Stop, sit. Okay, so what is he doing wrong again? I thought, this is combat? This is real combat to the people that commented? Why is the video not cooperating? It won't let me pause it and stuff. It pissed me off. That's combat? That was real combat? If it was real, that's what military combat looks like. Telling this innocent man that's running, trying to get out of the street because he's like nervous about the situation, and they're telling him to sit, and they blast him. What I want to also comment on is, okay, watch. So they get this like zoom in. Wouldn't there have to be another camera guy? Where is this camera guy? Or did they reposition quickly so that they're right behind them? What do they have, like multiple camera people here? It just seems ridiculous. So we have him go walk up. It just looks like, the way it's filmed looks to me like I said this in the other video, it looks like The Office. It looks like it's fake filming. It's definitely a fake scenario, but they try the hardest they can to have the camera shake and the zoom out and all make it seem like it's live action, live takes. But I think they had that guy run up, they're like zoomed out, stop, zoom out, and then they go to this guy, he pops off a few rounds, sit down, and then they pause the camera and have to realign it. I mean, you would be able to see the other cameraman that's shooting over this guy's shoulders. Or is he like hiding way back, like zoomed in, like over here? I just feel like he would be like right here, or maybe a little bit farther back. So both scenarios are absolutely ludicrous. You got a camera guy right here on the street. Supposedly that's like a suicide bomb taxi. And then there's got to be another cameraman here, or they paused action and set up the cameraman behind him, filming down the barrel, looking down the street. Like, right? Am I right? I think I'm right. People don't think when they watch this stuff, like every shot has to be a cameraman. If it's a different angle, they have to switch angles. So what do they have? All these camera guys set up there? Right in the action? Like, give me a break. This is completely bullshit. This is that lady. I know she looks good without the helmet, right? But here's what she has to say. The audio is a little off. I thought it was the video. I mean, I thought it was my computer, but it's the video. Because she did it on like Facebook Live, and of course she's out in the Middle East, so it's like a little audio delay. So just bear with the video, but you'll get the gist of what I'm trying to say here, because you can clearly hear some things.
Yes, my name is Arwa Damon. I'm a senior international correspondent for CNN.
That's her, you know. I don't know why they went with the helmet. They should have went with just what she's wearing here. It would have been way more tough. I would have believed it. I probably wouldn't even have done a thing on it. Like, they should have had her looking just like this, with this on. You know, maybe a little, like, dust thing for her face. And some goggles. That would have been way more hard. Even when everybody was just corralled, like, you know, powwowing in the morning, like, she still had her helmet on. It's like, but here she is.
And in case you haven't seen our reporting, myself and cameraman Reese Finney just spent about...
Okay, so... You heard that, right? Cameraman. Singular. That's important, because I'm going to break down some things a little bit later. She says she had a cameraman, not plural. She had one camera, okay? Maybe they had multiple cameras, but they said one cameraman.
28 hours with the Iraqi counterterrorism unit Salahuddin Regiment under siege by ISIS as they attempted to push into Mosul.
Alright, so, you know, they were taken through, you know, Mosul, given like a little 28-hour tour. probably was more or less like a hayride or like a haunted house. They just, bring them through, maybe have a few locals that they know shoot off some rounds. Nothing dangerous, but just to give CNN a little bit of footage to go home with. And even still, it was like, what actually happened? What were they shooting at? I guess this is at 11 minute Facebook thing. I'm only gonna play a little bit of this for the video, but mainly that thing. Let's just hear that again. Oh.
Yes, my name is Arwa Damon. I'm a senior international correspondent for
CIA operative for CNN, making fake propaganda out here with, military vehicles, guns, various other props. Please believe it, because I'm on the hot seat, because Witness the Watcher's busting my ass for doing crusty edits, just really telling edits. I can't even understand why people even think this shit is real.
or CNN. And
Oh, CNN. Isn't that CIA? CIA operations? Yeah, basically.
Myself and cameraman Bruce Finnick just spent about
Oh, cameraman.
hours with the Iraqi counterterrorism unit.
It's kind of funny because I did a video. I'm gonna end up redoing it because the audio got fucked up. But guess what? I either assume... Nah, I'll get into it later. Alright, the famous scene. Alright. We saw it without the audio, but let's just... I wanted to see... I just don't really want to analyze this quick.
He's not a bomber.
They're casual. What the fuck? They were probably just like... If it was real, they were like, what the hell are those guys doing? Did they just seriously shoot that old man, taxi driver, just for a shot for CNN? They're probably just, if this is another stance on it. If it was in fact real, which if it was, it's like almost worse. Like, are you kidding? So they told a guy to get out of the car, and they shot him down. That group of people on the other side of the street that were kind of looked like real military instead of these actors that they got for this shot. I mean, they probably were like, what the hell just happened? Did they just shoot that old man that was literally doing nothing?
Cowering with his mother in the back.
Yep, cowering, yep. So this whole shit just reminds me so much of like The Office. I'm not... I don't know. I don't watch much TV, but I remember that show when it just had like this style camera work, and they're just like, it's almost like they're implementing that in CNN now. On CNN, filming propaganda. But just watch. It's just like lines up too clean. Like they zoom out, and then this guy walks up, and then they zoom out. It's just too perfect. They got to work on their shots. And not only that. Let's just see this. So that I think they just what did they do there? Did they have two cameramen? I mean, you heard that little interview they had with her with the shitty audio. So I don't even like playing it because it's like delayed audio. I don't know if it was like because she was so far away, apparently.
With fear, cowering with his mother in the back.
Oh my god, we've heard that so much. Zoom out. Oh, yeah. And then you walk up, shoot a couple rounds. Just tell them sit. Now okay, so she either is behind him too, but we didn't really see anybody there. She said she had one cameraman. But I'm obviously not denying the fact that they both could have had cameras, or they could have had somebody filming too. I don't know. It's just, but the more cameraman, the more ridiculous. And if they stopped recording and then moved back here, I don't know. It just seems so like set up and staged. Even the first time I saw it, I was trying to be like, take it for real, and then I'm just like, wait, what? And I know if it was real, they would cut out the impact of the bullets and stuff on him, but like, why are they shooting at him? It doesn't even, he doesn't look to be a threat at all. So what's this? So, okay, stop.
Frantic, shouted warning.
He's just shooting like a maniac. Even though, look at the way he even shoots. Like, was that even...
Clearly,
Oh
he's not a bomber.
Look at it.
But he's
Those people,
critically
hold on. This CNN player just sucks. They have it shitty so you can't look around and roast their videos.
Clearly.
These guys in the back are like, what the fuck just happened? They're like, is that another one of those CNN people filming fake Hollywood shit again? Oh my god, they're gonna start this again? Over in America? Get ready over here. There's gonna be a ton of camera work, a ton of lighting. I mean, the shot's gotta be right. And there's gonna just probably be a bunch of, you know, fireworks going off all night to make it look like there's, like, warfare. It's just unbelievable the lengths that these people go.
He's not a bomber, but he's critically injured.
Where did they shoot him? You thought it was a car bomb? Yeah.
Minutes later,
like, what the fuck? We've already seen this in my other video, if you watch the other video, but it's just like, blows my mind, it really does. Either it's real and they just shot some guy randomly and CNN was like willing to exploit that little interaction as shit they got here out in the Middle East, which in fact is, it itself is just pitiful. And if it's not, it's staged, which I'm going with kind of like that it's staged because...
And every car here.
Oh my god, I went way too far back. So you stop.
Then a car approaches.
They're automatically shooting. It just seems so fake, man. And then the angle switch. So there's either two cameramen, or there's one and they stop action and they move. But
then a car approaches. Frantic, shouted.
Like, where would the other... Come on, CNN with your stupid player. Where would the other guy have to be? He'd have to be, like, somewhere off the screen, a little bit behind where the bottle is. I mean, technically he'd be even more out in the open than this person filming. If they're supposedly in this, like, city in crisis. They got two cameramen out in the street, two civilian cameramen that probably aren't armed. Like, what in the fuck? I don't understand why anybody believes this, even for 1 second. This is just theatrics. 100% like wag the dog warfare. They need to start hyping it up. I've heard a few channels say a few things like, I think it was Maddie D for Truth saying we'll probably see less gun control psyops. Yes, that's probably true. But if Trump's pitching this whole law and order stuff at the same time saying that we gotta, you know, increase the military and, you know, take care of ISIS, we're probably gonna get a bunch of internal scripted bullshit internal within the United States involving ISIS. It's not going to involve taking our guns away, but it's going to involve increasing the police state to the point where it won't even matter that you have guns because it's going to be like military militias in the street. They're just going to go the other way. Oh yeah, you can keep your guns, but under Trump, I mean, he did say law and order. Let's not forget. This isn't like, it's still a selection. This wasn't an election. Everybody knows. My channel knows my viewpoint. So this right here is like
where we were taking
the most tense thing.
It's almost dark. The front line has moved right next to the house where we have sheltered.
Yeah, so they have like the ISIS footage within this broadcast too, and like it's like, all right, well, whatever. So they were filming the city. And they pass off some of the footage as ISIS's point of view. Like, that does not make it any more authentic for me.
We need to move, but every time we try, gunfire. drives us back.
See how much gunfire is going on right now?
It's complete
They like
chaos and
really
it's
don't want them to
absolutely
get in the
terrifying.
vehicles.
We need to get to a Humvee 5 steps away. Finally, we make a run for it.
Then there's no
Clambering in as
shooting,
quickly as we can.
so they get in. Just the cameraman gets in. It just looks like set up shots. I don't know.
There are so many damaged vehicles in our way, our Humvee gets entangled in another.
And we cannot move. And this is the infamous part where I just don't understand.
But go just 10 yards.
They go 10 yards, so they're still in the line of fire, in my opinion.
A long and frightening night in hiding follows.
A long and frightening night. And then
ISIS fighters were filming the war booty they recovered from
what
the
happened?
regiment's wrecked vehicles just down the street.
They got the so that's the ISIS propaganda film.
It's dawn, and we're still alive.
Okay, that was the one.
There
That was
more
like
than a
actually
dozen
sorry.
wounded soldiers.
I said there was no ISIS film. I guess that guy was an ISIS soldier that grabbed it. When you see the little Arabic text up there, I guess that's the ISIS footage. So that one guy was ISIS. So that's what they look like.
We had no idea that ISIS fighters were filming the war booty they'd recovered from the regiment's wrecked vehicles just down the street.
Down the street. Okay, so that was an ISIS guy. That's crazy.
It's dawn, and we're still alive. We're with more than a dozen wounded soldiers. Only 6 who are not.
All right, this is the extra.
Ammunition is running low.
What happened? Where's the extra gauze? Did they cut it out?
Sent out the alarm that they were surrounded, and they're still waiting.
This guy's like, all like, oh shit. She's like the one kid at the sleepover that's like wicked excited to wake up and just like, you know, I don't know. She had started with the day, but everybody else is still sleeping.
Only 6 who are not. Ammunition
This
is
guy's
running
like,
low.
shit. I'm tired. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Hours since they first called for backup.
This guy's like, damn. That lady who slept in the helmet? Or did she put it on just now? The fuck time is it? Shut this. They got the camera going right now?
Sent out the alarm that they were surrounded.
He's just like, oh my god. I thought he said that they weren't staying with us. Oh.
They know they're in this fight alone. On the rooftop, they scare the
Duck down.
ISIS fighters.
Get low, get low.
The
Yeah, and
soldiers
then this
get
is
ready
the
for
punchline of the
attack
whole
they know is coming.
thing. Oh yeah, I forgot the lady's screaming.
Someone has been shot.
They had to have
The
like
grief of a woman
something
yards away,
intense
the scene is
happen
hideous.
that they
Where
could
is he,
film
she
in the
yells.
daylight, right?
And then it erupts again.
Oh yeah, holding my gun like a complete idiot.
ISIS has the house surrounded. Our only defenders are mostly the walking wounded.
Okay. Make sure we film them though. This guy's hiding in the garage or something?
More wounded are brought in. They tell us it was tossed by an ISIS fighter in the house behind us. An airstrike hits the house and brings down the outer wall of the home we're in.
Shakes the curtains a little too.
The family we're with hide under the staircase.
We've already seen this.
One of the
I mean... Oh, this is what I wanted to get.
A moment of utter relief.
Utter relief. Utter. The camera crews.
Our
He
regiment
smiles.
has
He's
arrived
like,
as
we
backup,
got her. We tricked her.
along with a Humvee.
I mean, they, maybe she doesn't know. I don't know. It's funny that, like, people like me that just, like, are on the internet and watch the videos, like, I know what's going on. But, like, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she was terrified. But that guy knows it's all bullshit. They were just freaking fucking around with the camera. They told that taxi driver to do all that. I mean, that's almost likely that she didn't know and he smiled for the camera right there. They was just saw the little like thing. Definitely could be possible. I mean, all these people say this stuff is comments, but I mean, it could in fact be possible. So don't count it out.
The Iraqi counterterrorism unit Salahuddin regiment under siege by ISIS as they attempted to push into Mosul.
Get this. She has questions in a
The
second.
regiment that was behind ours was attacked by ISIS.
We already know the
They suffered a
little
number of casualties.
play acting that
had
they
to
set
withdraw.
up.
That left our regiment completely exposed and on its own. ISIS then began systematically.
Is that when? Wait, hold
attacking
on.
the
Is that when they faded to black, and then you guys were good, and you couldn't get one little footage from that hectic situation pinned down overnight. But you just fade to black, and everything was good, and you woke up in a building in the morning somehow. But yeah. Tell us a little more.
To disable the vehicles. They'd actually allowed the unit to move through the first two neighborhoods fairly quickly with very little resistance. But then when they got to the streets that were really narrow, and I'm talking about so narrow you would struggle to turn a vehicle around, never mind turning.
She says that, but it was not narrow. It was so wide.
An entire
4-car widths wide, at least.
Convoy around. That is when the attack really intensified. They first took out the vehicles in the back with a suicide car bomber. Then they targeted the vehicle at the very front that exploded in this massive flash of orange and then was set on fire, and the ammunition in it was cooking off. And that basically physically trapped us.
It basically physically trapped them.
2-block area. Then ISIS began to target all of the vehicles, forcing the troops out of them.
It's crazy how ISIS was doing all this like suppression, but you couldn't get, there wasn't a single frame of video that shows a single ISIS soldier shooting at them or doing anything. Where are the ISIS soldiers if there's so many of them pinning them down? I did not see a single soldier on film. They shot a taxi driver, supposedly innocent. They shot a guy riding a motorcycle. They say racing towards him. I fucking doubt it. They probably, there was groceries next to the person. Maybe Blackwater's doing some shenanigans, blowing up vehicles. Nobody got really hurt as far as I'm concerned in the other bomb explosion. You got the cameraman smiling, taking pictures of the aftermath. And then supposedly someone on the street like walks in the little like fence gate that they were, apparently a bomb just went off outside of. Like, makes literally no sense. All right.
Into residential homes. At one point, towards the end of these 28 hours, we were in a house with terrified civilians hiding underneath a staircase. A little boy who is screaming he doesn't want to die.
We saw that already.
Defending this position were 22 wounded soldiers, the walking wounded, and about 6 who had not been injured. The reason why it took backup so long to arrive, even though they'd called for it 20 hours earlier, was because the 2 regiments that were sent also got attacked by ISIS and were not able
to
evacuate their wounded.
Are you sure it wasn't just some theatrics so that so that your CNN propaganda went off without a fucking problem? That's what I think. I mean, the only like exciting footage was when they had like to sleep overnight and she woke up with the helmet on and all this other crap. Oh my god. They could have done a better thing without her having the helmet. She could have like a bandana on the head, just look a little bit more tough. I would have bought it. They just went too. This is my advice next time, CNN. Just don't go with the helmet. It's just too much. It was like trying too hard to push this, like, she's in danger. You should have just put a little dust crap on her face. Maybe a little bit of sweat. Spray her down, like, make it look like they were, like, moving. There should have been more movement on foot, too. The camera in the little baggage in the car with the soldiers like not even knowing it was there, and like them kind of being caught off guard, her talking to herself, and then they're oh there's a camera. Like there could have been some better shots that just really were more believable, but I don't know. I guess I'm just an idiot, right? I don't really know much about you know, framing a shot. We'll see. We'll see CNN throughout this year. They might pick up their game watching some of my videos. They might take some hints. But other than that, we'll see what she has to do. I think she answers questions here. Let's see what she has to say. I think I laughed at one of them, to be honest.
To evacuate us along with the wounded. Now, eventually they did, and obviously Brees and myself are very, very grateful.
So again, there was only two people with her. Let's make that clear. It was, I mean, not two people with her. It was her and another person. 2 people total.
Aware of how lucky we are, not just because we survived, but because we were able to leave. We have that luxury of being able to leave. Once we got out, we were able to sleep in comfortable beds.
Yeah.
Those civilians there, they're still going through this. The soldiers, they're still going through this. And I think that
yeah, Blackwater, whoever is there, private military corporation, like posing as ISIS. Supposedly, we haven't even seen a freaking picture of an ISIS soldier doing anything. They're there pinning them down, apparently, though.
That's very important to remember. A couple of your questions here. And thank you, everyone, for your comments of support.
Did you see my video, Arwa? You should check it out.
What drives you in doing such risky reporting?
Watch this. She looks at the side there.
My mother asks me that question a lot, as do a lot of family members.
It's actually funny. You know what? It's not real. That's why it's not risky. That's why I'm smiling and looking off to the side like a freaking idiot. Blowing my cover like on Facebook Live for CNN. Damn, yo, looking to the side like...
Wait, us along with the wounded. Now, eventually they did remember. A couple of your questions here. And thank you, everyone, for your comments.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
What drives you in doing such risky reporting?
Oh, she's here. Look to the side. It's not risky. That's why. It's not real. There's nothing real about it. That's why. And
My mother asks me that question a lot, as do a lot
of people, and some people I let them in on the secret, but others I can't, or else I will get sacrificed. No, I'm just kidding, but not really.
And relatives and friends. I think it's really important that people get a sense and an understanding of what's happening in these situations.
They're completely play acted. They're set up and framed, and nobody dies and nobody gets hurt. It's all propaganda done in the Middle East, and it fools the shit out of people just because it's in a desert. Is that what you're gonna say?
I think what we tried to accomplish,
what you tried to accomplish with what? Minimal props? Okay. Now we're really exposing ourselves on TV. We did not set out to prove anything.
Family members and relatives and friends. I think it's really important that people get a sense and an understanding of what's happening in these situations. I think what we tried to accomplish...
With little amount of props that we had, authentic looking combat. And what I really want to say is we tried and we did not succeed.
Bearing in mind, though, that we did not set out to put ourselves in that position. That's actually the worst position we could possibly be in. And we do a lot to mitigate these circumstances, but sometimes the circumstances on the ground end up dictating the reality.
Where it happens, you know.
I think both for Brees and myself to be able
like when they were pinned down in the middle of the street and then they decided to fade to black, they kind of just got out of that situation just how they would in the movies. Kind of like it was the movie. I don't know. It was weird.
bring back such a raw, real story of what the soldiers, the civilians, the battlefield looks like, really does truly, genuinely...
See, she keeps looking to the side. It really does truly, genuinely. Wow, truly, genuinely, really, really pushing this as true. This real bullshit. Bearing
in mind, though, that we did not set out to put ourselves in that position. That's actually the worst position we could possibly be in, and we do a lot to mitigate these circumstances, but sometimes the circumstances on the ground end up dictating your reality. But I think both for Brice and myself, to be able to bring back such a raw, real story of what the soldiers, the civilians, the battlefield look like,
and have it be actually fake was really an accomplishment.
Looks like really does truly, genuinely
truly, genuinely.
Like you, viewers, understand the nature, the grittiness of what is transpiring, understand the challenges, the difficulties that the soldiers are facing, understand to a certain degree the horror of being a civilian in these circumstances.
Yeah, because wait, whoa, civilians get shot too, as we saw that taxi driver get murdered by soldiers. If it was in fact real, that was a murder. Flat blank. That was not a war casualty. That was a murder. He was like walking with his hands up. I don't think he looked like he was going to pull off a bomb. And then some ignorant person will be like, you don't know what it's like. There's suicide bombers everywhere. Yeah, alright. Well, they're soldiers. I think they can take a hit. They shoot an old man? Like, give me a break. That was some bullshit.
And hopefully that creates more understanding and a certain greater level of compassion and empathy for what it is that the population in Iraq, in Mosul, is going through. That's really one of the most important things and one of the main reasons why any of us really go out into these danger zones. We're not trying to glorify what we're doing in any way, shape, or form. Most journalists who do war zone reporting do it because they fundamentally believe that it's important enough.
Yes, to get that propaganda out there. You know what I'm saying? I know, lady. I know they got you on the hook. And they got you pushing out this shit, but you can get out at any time. You can change your life direction at any time. You don't have to do this shit.
Have here? Was it scary? Do you feel that you got too close? Yes.
It was scary, but it probably wasn't real.
I was terrified. Cameraman Brice was terrified.
Was there a second cameraman?
We did get too close. There was a point in time when the front line was the wall of the house that we were hiding in, and we were trying to make a run for it to get into a Humvee that was only like 5 steps away, and we couldn't leave.
Yeah, we saw that. I saw that, and I commented on that. Can someone explain to me what happened? You guys were pinned down there. That was the most action-packed part of the whole news segment. And then it faded to black, and then you guys are in a house. What happened? They went back to where they were? They stopped shooting you? They were. You guys are trapped in the street.
Coming in. One does not ever want to be in that situation. And as I was saying before, we do whatever we can to mitigate the dangers. We try to take whatever precautions we can, but sometimes things are dictated by reality.
We heard you. By the script that they wanted to happen for the camera. Yeah, we know. I know. I don't even want to watch the rest of this. I'll link it, but you get the deal. Alright, just one quick picture here. And then the link is in here. You guys can check the article out if you haven't already. This is Brice films a gun battle down the street. It's more. I think it's another angle of that thing. She's taking a picture of it. But what do we have here? The guy's on his cell phone. What's he saying? Mom, the Americans are back in town. They're doing that CNN propaganda filming shit. Yeah, they're gonna pay me again. Yeah, it's cool. I'll be home late for dinner, an hour late. Okay, I love you, Mom. Bye.